It's another game, guys. It's another game. Welcome to Everything Arsenal, and this is the match preview for the North London derby against Tottenham. Oh, am I looking forward to this? I am not at all. Happy New Year. This has been a terrible year so far, man. Like, can we just go back to 2024? Enjoy that year much, much better. This has been a terrible, terrible 2025. And, you know, with Tottenham on the horizon, potentially losing that game would be absolutely disastrous. We've not lost to those guys at home in the Premier League for 15 years. We cannot let it happen, man. We cannot let it happen. Not Tottenham at home. Like if you're to ask me the top three teams you don't want to lose at home to, sometimes you lose to Liverpool at home. Okay, it's painful, but okay. Sometimes you can lose to Man City at home. It's painful, but okay. You can lose to Bayern Munich at home. You can lose to those teams at home sometimes, no problem. But the three teams, if you're to ask me, I do not want to lose that at home to. Man United would definitely be on that list. Newcastle would probably be on that list. And Tottenham would certainly be on that list. Those three teams never beat us at home. United have on penalties, Newcastle have 9 in the Carabao Cup, and Tottenham would be even more disastrous because that is in the league. They've not done it for a long, long time in the league, and it would be painful. This has been a very, very painful week, or this past week has been very painful. Drawing with Brighton, losing to Newcastle, losing to United, it's been painful. And I think last time we played Tottenham, we had just drawn with Brighton as well. So, yeah, this is the second. And I remember going into that game, we didn't have Odegaard, we didn't have Rice. It was very, very shaky, looking very shaky. But we went there and we won 1-0. But somehow, it's funny with them. It's just like Brighton. When you talked about Brighton last time, we said that usually beat them at their place, but they pick up results at our place. Recently, it's kind of been like that to Tottenham. I think they've picked up a couple of draws, or maybe a draw last season at the Emirates, but we've been winning at their place the last 3 times. We need to win this game. We have to win this game. The only way this week could feel better, this last 10 days, the only thing that could make it feel better is if we win this game and Liverpool drop points to either Nottingham or Bournemouth this week. Because, the absolute dream is Nottingham to beat Liverpool and Arsenal to beat Tottenham, and all of a sudden it's 3 points. Yes, they have a game in hand. That would feel slightly better, like the world is not falling apart on us, because at the moment it's feeling like the world is falling apart on us. Like losing those games in those 2 competitions and dropping points to Brighton before that in the Premier League, and then the injuries piling up. Saka, Jesus, Nwaneri, the new emerging talent injured. We having to play Timber every single game. Calafiori, the new signing, is injured. Jorginho limped out with an injury. Losing on penalties to United, not scoring against 10 men for 60 minutes. Like everything is piling up. So the North London derby would just be like the nail to the coffin. That would be very painful. I don't think we'd be able to handle that at all. So we have to win this game. And Tottenham score goals. Tottenham score a lot of goals. We create a lot of chances. And what we can't have is another game where you have 25 plus shots. I can guarantee that. That is my first prediction. Arsenal is going to have 24 plus shots in this game. How many of them are going to be on target? I don't know. How many of them we are going to score? I don't know. Tottenham score goals. They scored 40 goals this season, so they definitely do know how to score goals. Sometimes they lose heavily, but sometimes they score goals. They scored more than us this season, but we've conceded way less than them. I think they've conceded like 30 this season, but us we've conceded 18 goals. They still have the best defense in the league, so that is something that I'm not worried about. Yes, we've conceded a few goals here and there, but you can never hear me blaming Raya or Gabriel or Saliba. No, Raya is the reason why we've picked up a lot of results this season. We would have lost to Atalanta if it wasn't for Raya. We would have lost to Aston Villa if it wasn't for Raya. I would have lost to Tottenham would probably have scored against us when he played them if it was not for Ryan. There's like 3-4 more games where even against United in the FA Cup, like if it wasn't for him, United would have beaten us in extra time. That is actually short. So he has saved us a lot. And Gabriel and Saliba, don't even have to talk to about them. They've been absolutely incredible 90% of the time. Lewis Kelly, absolutely fantastic. And then Timber is having to play, all these games after an ACL injury. Not fair on him at all. But I think most of the parties done well. So defensively, I cannot blame them at all. Again, we have to look at them to help us try and keep clean sheets. And this game is coming at a wrong time. Yes, you can say you want a game right after, to try and win and get the winning feeling back. But the way the games are coming up every 3 games, like we have no time to breathe. Like you lose a game, you have another game coming up. And the way the tough games have been piling up for us in January, it's just been, again, the luck has not been on our side. Things are just piling up, piling up, piling up. Like my ideal scenario would have been you beat United and then you don't play for another 1 week. That would have been perfect. Like I literally don't want us to play this game and then Aston Villa this weekend. Like I feel like it's literally too much right now. The confidence is on the floor. Players are not playing well. We're not scoring chances, and players are getting injured every game. Players look tired. Like Declan Rice and Odegaard just look well tired, and we're having to depend on them a lot. I wish we weren't playing this game today. I wish we had. This is the time I would have wanted an international break. This was the time I would have definitely wanted an international break. Like, where's the international break when you need it? I would definitely have wanted an international break right now. But there's no international break until March, and the next gap that we have now that we're out of the FA Cup, it's going to be between after we play Newcastle in the second leg. We're not going to play for another 10 days up until we play Leicester in the league 10 days after that. So that is a gap. Maybe that is a gap to go to Dubai. Who knows? Maybe we finally found a gap to go to Dubai, but could it be too late this time? Potentially could be. So we have to go to this game, and this is not a game you need to motivate the players. This is not a game you need to motivate the fans. This is not a game you need to motivate the manager. Everyone knows how big this game is. They've not done well so far this season. In the cup competitions, I guess they're okay. They're in a semi-final. They almost lost to Tamworth, a national league team, the other day. Like if they scored that last-minute chance, they would have been out. And they brought in a few first-team players as well off the bench, and they had a few of them starting as well. So Liverpool managed to score 6 against them. United in the cup, I think, scored 3 against them. They did beat Man City, I think, 4-0 or something. So their results are up and down. They can come and score 4 goals against you, but you can also score 4 goals against them. But this is a battle of a team with no attack and a team with no defense. I don't know if their defenders are back, but I think Van der Ven will be missing. Romero's been missing. Udogi is definitely missing. Their goalkeeper Vicari is definitely missing. So they're missing a lot of their defensive line. And for us, our forward line, we are missing like 3 or 4 of them, and the ones that are available have not been playing well. So it's a battle of a team that can't score and a battle of a team that can't defend. So how will it go? Let's hope that goes our way. We need that to go our way. Seriously, we need a win because things don't get easy. Saturday, Aston Villa right away, another team that is spoiled for us last season. After that, it's back to the Champions League again. We need to win. Then after that, it's Wolves away. It's Man City. The game is close now. We have Girona away. Like, things do not get easy at all. Newcastle away in the cup coming up as well. So this is a game we must win. This is a must-win game. And as I said, this week you need to take advantage. I think we've not taken advantage already like 4 times recently. Liverpool drew Newcastle. We also drew. They drew with Fulham. We also drew, and I think that week we drew with Everton at home. That was disastrous. They didn't play a game. I think we also drew that week. And recently they've also drawn with Man United, but we also drew. So I think we've lost out like 4 times. We'd already closed that gap. We cannot let that happen this week again. They might go and beat Nottingham and Bournemouth away. Those will be big results for them. But in case they go and they draw points in those games, any of those games, I don't expect them to lose. I'm kind of like hoping for draws in most of their games. We have to take advantage. We have to take advantage. And it's not easy, Tottenham and Aston Villa at home, but we have to take advantage. We simply have to. We've only lost 2 games this season, which is not bad, but we've drawn 7, which is too much. You shouldn't have drawn against Fulham. You shouldn't have drawn against Everton. I don't have a problem with drawing against Liverpool or Man City, but those others, we shouldn't have drawn those games. So it's big. It's a massive week because I dread to think what would happen if Tottenham came to our place and beat us convincingly. It would be such a poisonous place to be in, poisonous. And then if Liverpool go and beat Nottingham, it's almost over. But on the other side, if we do beat Tottenham and then beat Aston Villa over the weekend, then things look slightly better. But as well as we need to buy players during the transfer window, that still needs to happen. And then you never know. At least the feeling will be a little bit better. If you win 2 games in a row against those 2 teams and then you buy a couple of players, the feeling will be slightly better. But, if you lose those games and then you don't buy players, it's not good. So which lineup would I go for in this game? So recently we've beaten Brentford away from home. I think Merino started that game. Martinelli was good in that game, and a couple of Nwaneri was very good in that game, but you don't have Nwaneri. Brighton was no great. Nwaneri was good with the goal, but the rest of the game we weren't that great. Rice has played well recently. I think against Newcastle, and he came off the bench, he was great. And recently against United, yes, he missed those chances, but he was great. But there's a lot of players who don't deserve to start, let's be honest. Trossard doesn't deserve to start. Havertz doesn't deserve to start. Martinelli probably doesn't deserve to start. 4 or 5 players who don't deserve to start. I don't think we should be risking Timber, for example. I think he's very tired, but the problem is we don't have any other choice. That's the problem. We don't have any other players to come back. I miss Ben White and Saka so much, by the way. Ben White would have been the perfect player to bring in and rest Timber, and that combination with White and Saka, like Odegaard looks lost, like without those two on the right side. So what is my lineup for this game? So let me put it on screen right now. So defensively, as I said, we don't have too many options. I would have loved to rest Timber in this game because he's playing way too many games. He's playing way too many games. But I'm going to keep him. I'm going to keep him because we don't have any other choice. The only other choice is to play Partey at right back, and I don't want that. For this game, Ryan, goal, Lewis Kelly, Gabriel Saliba, and Timber. Now, as I said, I'm not a fan of Partey at right back, but I'm not saying that because Partey playing at right back is a disaster for us, that Partey does not know how to play at right back and he makes a lot of mistakes. That is not the case. I don't like Partey at right back because we lose something in midfield. So in some games that when we really need Partey at right back, no problem. But in this game, just play Timber. I would have loved to rest Timber, but the only thing you can do is maybe play Lewis Kelly on the right side and then start Zinchenko. Will people love that? I don't think so. So that is what I do with the defense. You keep Raya, Saliba, Gabriel. Thankfully, hopefully they can keep going. Thankfully, they've been there. Then Lewis Kelly on the left side. Midfield, Rice, Odegaard, and Partey. That is my midfield. As I said, Merino played well against Brentford. But Rice has to start, and Partey didn't start against United, so he starts in this one, and that is the midfield that we have to go for. Odegaard, if he scored his penalty, would have been through in the FA Cup. But in terms of the overall game, he created 10 chances. That is his work. His work is to create chances. So I would love if he scores another 15 goals like he did 2 years ago. But even that shocked us. In terms of doing what he needs to do, creating chances and opening up teams, he did that. He created 10 chances in one game and we missed all of them. He created that chance for Havertz, he created that header for Rice, and that through pass for Martinelli. He created a lot of chances. He should have had at least 2 or 3 assists yesterday. Even if he had missed the penalty, it would have already been through anyway. So he did his job in terms of creating chances. We need him to do more. Obviously, it's not the same Odegaard from last season, but I think he's done his job in terms of creating that, and he needs to do it again in this game. Now, forward line. Who do we go in the forward in the forward line? We have 4 players to choose from: Martinelli, Trossard, Havertz, Sterling. Sterling, who has just come back, he's not been trusted all season. He had an he did a couple of good things against United, but he's not that confident. Havertz, whose confidence is absolutely on the floor. It's not the same Havertz that we had from January to May. Trossard, whose confidence is absolutely on the floor. It's not the same Trossard we had from January to May. And it's a Martinelli who, he's working harder than all the rest. He's getting involved in the game than all the rest. But, he can only get past his fullback once, twice in a game. If he gets a chance one-on-one, you don't know how many times it's going to finish. Like all of those forward players, I can just think about a chance that they've missed one-on-one. Martinelli against Bournemouth, there's that. Havertz recently against Newcastle and United. Trossard has done it several times this season as well. Sterling, he hasn't gotten really too many chances, but if any 4 of them go through one-on-one, do I trust them? No, which is crazy. Like that, you don't trust all 4 of the players that you have available. So if Nwaneri is available, they've been starting. So I have thought about other things to do. Should we drop Havertz and try Martinelli up front? That is an idea, but that means you have to play Trossard on the left side. Trossard has not been good in that position. I don't want Trossard or Martinelli on the right side. Definitely don't want Havertz on the right side. What do you do? Do you play Zinchenko up front? Do you change the formation? Jesus is no longer there as well. There's a formation that worked for 2 or 3 games when Odegaard was not there, when you had both Trossard and Havertz attacking basically as a front 2. That was okay for 1 or 2 games, but So I've decided to go for this. It's a tough situation. This is what I've gone for. I've gone for Martinelli on the left, Sterling on the right, and Havertz up front. Ideally, as I said, you don't want Havertz to be starting this game after those 2 very, very poor performances. But what do you do? Unless we play Martinelli up front or we play Trossard up front. But Trossard himself has not been great at all. So if the lineup comes up and Trossard and Martinelli are both starting and Havertz is not starting, I'm not going to feel bad about it. If this one comes in and this is the squad that's starting, I'm not going to feel bad about it. But if Trossard is on the right and Martinelli is on the right, I don't think they both deserve to start. I think Sterling, for at least he was taking on players, just play, and Tottenham played the high line. They haven't really a lot in like a couple of the games recently, but if they give us space, that is where we need to use it. We need some through passes from Odegaard, from Partey to Martinelli. He needs to use his space. He needs to run in behind. He needs to keep onside. We also get caught offside way too many times in silly situations. Good example, Fulham away. If Martinelli stayed onside, he'd have won that game because he went on to put in a very good cross for Saka. Sterling, can we get the Sterling from Liverpool and Man City for this game, running in behind and crossing the ball? Havertz, in terms of running in behind, Havertz would probably be good for that. But when he gets to the end of the goal or gets to the end of the cross or whatever, is he going to finish? That is the problem. So that's why another reason why I even thought about starting Martinelli up front and Trossard on the left. Can you put in those through balls to Martinelli and have him having one-on-one chances? If they play a highlight. So yeah, that is my lineup. And then on the bench, we won't really have too many options, to be honest. There'll be players like Trossard, Merino, Jorginho. Not too many. Then a lot of defenders: Zinchenko, Tierney, Kivio. Those are 6. Then who else? Butler, Oyedeji, and then a goalkeeper in Neto. Not too many players on the bench. Basically, we'll just have to look at Trossard and maybe Merino to come on. We don't have too many players to come on. Prediction. I predicted a 2-1 against United. We should have gotten that 2-1. Goodness me. I think Tottenham will score. If we keep a clean sheet, well and good. Once again, we'll be depending on our defense. They've scored 40 goals. They usually score against all the teams. There's Chelsea, there's Liverpool, there's Man City. They all usually score goals. And this derby usually has a lot of goals. So I'm going to go with them. Will Arsenal score that many? I think you're going to have 24 plus shots. But as I said, I don't know if you're going to score them. So that is the problem. So last year, a time like this, we changed everything around after Dubai trip. Can we do that again? I'm hoping that is the case. So I am going to go for Tottenham to score 2 goals. And I'm going to go for Arsenal 3. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me why, because we are going to create 24 plus chances. And I'm just hoping you're going to score a couple of them. And they're going to give us multiple chances. I wanted to go for 2-1, but they also score a lot of goals. And we've been making a few errors here and there. So 3-2. Maybe a lot of you would say a 1-1 or 2-2, but I'm just going to go for a 3-2 win. Arsenal 3, Tottenham 2. It's going to be a little bit more of an open game. I don't know if you're going to play open, but on their side, it's going to be a little bit open. And it's a team that doesn't have a defense and a team that doesn't have an attack. Maybe 0-0. Who knows? 3-2 to Arsenal. That is my prediction. I'm not going to predict the goal scores. I don't know who the hell will score. Maybe Gabriel will definitely score, but who else? I don't know. Please, can we get a goal from Odegaard? That would be lovely. Havertz, can you make things right? That would be very, very much welcome. Thank you for watching. Let me know your prediction. Let me know your starting lineup, and I'll catch up with you guys on the next one.